To our distinguished guests, staffs of SOILLESS Farm Lab, and everyone present, we are glad to witness the graduation ceremony of the second cohort of EYiA program. So EYiA Beta gave us a new learning insight. With EYiA Beta, we saw determination, we saw diligence, we saw resilience, we also saw laziness and cowardness. Yes, we also saw all of that among some of you. But thank you for the learning. Your cohorts definitely won't be forgotten easily. SOILLESS Farm happily sends you forth to experience great adventure in the agric space. As you begin with your new formed companies, please make impacts, uphold good business values, and become great agripreneurs. Remember, the goal is for you to be self-employed and self-sufficient. Please don't leave here the same way you came. You have been given a great opportunity. Leverage on it. Even if you don't fully understand what to do with it, please don't discard it while trying to figure that out. We love you, and we are happy you benefited from this program because you deserve it. Thank you.
A round of applause for our project manager. That was wonderful. Thank you for the words of wisdom. Thank you for the words of special testimonies. Are they here? If you are here, let me see your hands. I'm not seeing your hands. Okay. Going by my order, I'll be starting. Come and testify of the goodness of... No need for praise the Lord. Thank you. Thank you.
SOILLESS Farm Lab and the MasterCard for the opportunity to be here and get experience about SOILLESS farming and how to also be successful as an agribusiness person. Until I came in on 13th of April, I have limited knowledge about agriculture because I didn't study agriculture. But through the weeks goes by, we started construction of greenhouses. By now, I'm going back to my state as a professional, to my state to also impact my world, to start.
The speech of Executive Chairman of Ewekoro Local Government, Honorable Sikiru Lai Adeshina, ably represented by the Vice Chairman, Honorable Olabode Sukomi, on the occasion of graduation of second set of enterprise for youth in agriculture, EYiA. Dignitaries here present, the management team, the graduating students. I thank the Kabiyesi Alawowo of Awowo for the success of site. For now, you have grown beyond wasting your time in carrying out any announcing Ogole and all management of the company. The local government appreciates your professionalism and your contributions to develop our community. We protest Ewekoro local government. God bless Ogun State. God bless Nigeria.
A round of applause for our Vice Chairman, Ewekoro local government. The head of local administration also has a word. But before he comes up, we have the executive governor of Ekiti State via the Zoom link who would like to give us a words of admonition. He will be ably represented by his special advisor on food and agricultural security.
Are you Okay, so see, I think maybe you are using two items, but everyone can hear me very well. So good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for having me. I wish to maintain the already established protocols, and I bring well wishes from the governor of Ekiti State. My name is Ebenezer. Maybe I should start from there. Boluwade, I'm the special advisor to the governor on agriculture and food security. I bring well wishes from the executive governor of Ekiti State, Mr. Abiodun Abayomi, and the good people of Ekiti State, the fountain of knowledge. And also wish to extend my heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you for seizing this golden opportunity and successfully completing this transformative program. You have embarked on a journey that will shape the future of agriculture and contribute to the sustainable development of our beloved country, Nigeria, even the continent Africa. The agricultural landscape is undergoing rapid and profound changes, moving away from traditional practices and embracing technology. We were taught in elementary school that agriculture is art and science, and with this practice is showing us that science is taking over the art of agriculture. So this shift is essential to combat climate change and address the pressing issue of food insecurity that is ravaging the continent. It is within this program that I immense impossibilities lie, waiting for you to unleash your potential and make a lasting impact. I believe that throughout the training, you have a chance to collaborate with your fellow participants.
Consciously successful. If you make challenges, you know what you have done to become successful. So you can always go through it to become successful again. But there are some people, if they fail in life, that's the end of their journey in life because they were just accidentally successful. So they don't know the steps that took them to be successful. One of the habits of successful people is perseverance, and the people have persevered throughout the period here. And that's just one of it. So you will see it in that book. I will give it to you. You know, but I want you to understand this and let it ring in your ears. You know, I used to cry inside me, honestly. And those who are around me, you know, I used to shy with them for being an employee for this long. This is going to be my 32nd year graduation experience after graduate experience. After I've graduated, you know, from school, 32nd year in the civil service, and use all those years again for myself. And that is why all these things you have learned, you have the opportunity to make use of it. Beyond that person that has signed, because some people, they will say, okay, I've gotten work at the civil service, as if that is something to glorify about. Do you understand? What you have learned here can take you to higher heights than somebody who ended up being a permanent secretary. It's not a matter of position that matters. Do you understand? It's not a matter of position that matters, but what you can make out of your life. So let that ring in your ears, that what you have learned here can take you to higher heights. So, you know, decision making is one of the habits that you must learn. But it has to come out of the fact that you have been able to think deep. So you must be able to think deep. It's because you are able to think deep, that's why you are here. And after you are able to think deep, you'll be able to make wise decisions in life that will make you to appreciate a bit of excellence. That the enemy of good is best. And you'll be able to move from good to great. Who have read that book before? Good to great. You have not. And that's one of the things I want to challenge you about. Read books, read books, read books. Read books, associate with the right people, and reflect. Reflect means thinking. BAR, don't forget. That's how you can raise your bar. Read books. Stephen Covey's of this world, the John Maxwell's of this world. If I ask you Stephen Covey, how many people have read books by Stephen Covey before? Anthony Robbins. Anthony Robbins. Awake the giants within. So I'm challenging you. That's the reason why I'm just standing up to say all this.
I want to challenge you to open up your mind. Have mentors. They are not necessarily physical mentors. You have mentors in books. And your life will not be the same again. Because what you will be seeing will be different from what others are seeing. Do you understand? And when you are seeing what others are seeing, you have a winning edge. And that's the secret of life. I used to mention it. And yesterday I was listening to Steve Jobs. I mean, I've known Steve Jobs. He was talking about his life before he died. He said, I didn't finish university. He went to Stanford, one of the best universities in the world. And he left the place, to start computing. Education. So you have an informal education here. Use it to achieve greater heights in life. And the sky is even beyond your limits. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. A round of applause for our local government head administration. Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Thank you for the fatherly advice. While we await His Royal Highness the Kabiyesi of Olawowo, I'll give room to the dance presentation. Are they in the house? Dance presentation, are you people here? A round of applause for them. A round of applause for them. It's not easy. A round of applause for them.
She bringing out dirt on my clean bed. Do you see the irony? She is so funny. On my right, feeling all nice. Knees that look straight nice. Show your body down and come my over. Make a bet you while we my love. La la la. I say show your body down and come my over. And make a bet you again. That's cost 90, baby. And I say over my bed, listen, baby, come on, good sin, you be passing, good sin, you be passing, good sin, alhamdulillah, baby, listen, come on, good sin, alhamdulillah.
More music on trendybeats.com.
They have done their best by teaching you the basic knowledge, the skill required on agriculture. I want to call Mr. Onwi Emmanuel. Monsieur Onwi Emmanuel. A round of applause for him, a round of applause for him.
Thank you so much. So it's all right. Thank you, everyone. It's been a great journey with all of you together. But first, I would want to appreciate our daddies and then our mommies to put it aside to ensure that you can pour into these ones. And we are really, really grateful for that. Thank you so much, sirs. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, yeah, back to all of us. It's been 3 months. I'm sure who has not been offended. And for some of you, I know that it's maybe the first time you had to stay with someone. You have been staying alone all along. But I'm sure that these 3 months actually helped you change your perspective, right? Help you to relate with people better. I'm sure some of you, before now, if somebody abused you, you want to fight. But when somebody abused you, just 3 things I would want you to go out with. First, like I was saying yesterday, is that knowledge you unfit to be a slave. Did you get that? Knowledge makes you unfit to be a slave. That means that if you know so much, you will either sit with kings or you will be a king. So, knowledge makes you unfit to be a slave. Okay, or I think some of you are very religious people. Okay, maybe I should quote from scripture to maybe help you understand them. Bible says that, see a man who is what? Diligent with his what? With his what? With his work. He shall do what? Stand before kings and not what? Let me tell you what that means. If you are diligent, if you take your time to understand and know what you do, you will not stand before kings. That's how he says, right? Now, let's put this into context. Let's paint a picture of it. Everybody that comes before the KBAC, what do you do to greet? You bow, right? Isn't it? But if I'm a king of another land, what do? I stand. Isn't it? That means only kings stand before kings. So if you are diligent, you would be a king. Because only kings stand before king. So you will stand before me, king can buy you water. If you have seen people that have money, and yet their children still can't find admission. But there are people who don't have money, but they have people, and their children can find admission. So there are doors you will get to that money cannot answer them. You will need a name. You will need people to open those doors for you. So to close this, don't forget, first, go for what? Knowledge. You be one of the best. Go for knowledge. Knowledge will make you unfit to be what? To be a slave. Secondly, you do what? Be valuable. Be a person of value. Becoming is greater than doing. Don't just be busy. You want to know, you can be busy and not be productive. You can be busy and not be progressive. So, be a person of value. Becoming is greater than doing. Then thirdly, honor and what? Gratitude. Honor and what? Gratitude. Then lastly, take relationships serious. Thank you for your time.
A round of applause for Facilitator Emmanuel. We all know him. They call him Sugar Daddy. But I call him Monetary and Evaluating. A round of applause for M&E, Mr. Paul Idoku. A round of applause for him.
Ekarasa, you're welcome. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I stand on all existing protocols. And this morning, I want to say thank you to all of us. Yes, all of us. Not just you, us. It's been a very wonderful journey. It's been a very interesting one. We all came, and it was more of like 3 months. It's going to be a long time. And we're here. 3 months is done. But the question we ask ourselves sometimes is, at the end of these 12 weeks, what have we learned? What do we intend to do with what we have learned? How do we progress with what we have learned? Now, these are questions that I want all of us to ponder on this morning. As a prudent person, there are different phases of life. I had one of our daddies talked, and he talked about you reading to increase your bar, open up your mind to the, possibilities that, are within you. Yes, as an individual, I know a lot has passed through these gates, and I see that a lot of us will be prosperous. But what happens from now depends on what you are prepared to do with what you have learned in the last 12 weeks. A lot of us had classes, interactions. While here, a lot of people were so serious. Others were not so serious. But learning is a continuous process, right? You have learned hydroponics in the last 12 weeks. You have learned how to do all the basics of hydroponics. You have learned aeroponics. You have learned all you can. But the question is, are you really going to make use of it? Are you just here to learn and to go back home and just be who you are? Or now, after that you have learned, you are going to go back, you're going to think about how to progress with what you have learned. That is where and what I really want us to start thinking about this morning. So let me give us an instance. There used to be stories of people who came together for particular things, and once upon a time you realize that a couple of them made it, others did not make it. I'll use an example of a situation, a very close one that we youths know a lot about. In the music industry, sometimes we saw that there was the Plantation Boys, right? And things happened and happened and happened, and then all of a sudden somebody made money, others did not make money, and it was a dog of a war and all that, right? Now, preparedness has to do with what? Your mind, right? What you become tomorrow comes a long way with the level of your consistency. Don't start with something today and you jump because they tell you there is money in another one tomorrow. Recently, we read a book and we reviewed that book about agribusiness. The truth is, when you have consistency in anything, whether you like it or not, you will progress in that thing, in as much as you have the focus and you are thriving in consistency. So now, to wrap up that example I just gave, what happened in that scenario? Consistency in what they wanted to become. And at the end of it, what happened? They succeeded. Now, I know a lot of us who believe on it's faith, it's miracle, it's magic, it's all that, it's all that. If you look at the lives of many successful people in the world, there are people who are so hardworking. A lot of us sometimes will wish to say, oh, I wish I can be like Dangote, I wish I can be this, I wish I can be that. They all went through challenges. They all learned, they put to practice, they had consistency in what they did, they suffered. So, EYiA better. It's not just going to be so smooth after now. You already have a company to run. Even aside that, you have learned a lot in the last 12 weeks. But the truth is, you are going to have challenges even right in this business. But the question is, are you willing to surmount it? Are you willing? I see a lot of people shaking their heads already. So now, this is my takeaway. My takeaway is this. EYiA better is going to be better at challenges that are to come will come. But in the midst of all these challenges, you will surmount wings and you will go across them. How are you going to do this? Not just alone. You're going to have what? Networks. A lot of us came in here without connecting with each other. Connect. Read books, like he said. Increase your bar. Get mentors. Right? And the skies will always be your beginning. So
it's not easy to have people from different diverse culture come together. Okay. First is from on the field. What for me, one thing I've learned, and I've learned that when you want to work with a team, you don't apportion your work same all round. What you want to do is you want to understand your pack. That means you want to understand the people you have. Then you work with their strengths. There are some of you, you know yourself, I'll be mentioning all of you, I've said one co-supervisor. Some of you, you can work small, but from morning till night. Some of you, is giri, you come rush like 2 hours, you crash, you are gone. Some of you will not come to farm early. You come by 10 o'clock, you now be like, we're not even do anything this morning. They will do when you do not come. When you now come by 10, you now walk till 12, you now say, sun don't they come out, sun, what time is our break? Well done, co-facilitator. But so, like as I was saying, so first thing, because you are now a company, do you understand? So I'm telling you what I observed from you guys, which you can, there's what they call the vertical transfer of knowledge. You can apply that same knowledge with your team. So what I do is, I look at all of you meticulously, and then I see what you are good on that works to you. That is equity. Equity is that you want to make the food nice. You want to ensure that everything is placed in appropriately. So you should know as you go into your team that 50 kg of rice and 50 kg of salt is not equity. Make it a proper balance. Thank you.
A round of applause. Mr. Ikeme, hold on.
Okay, sorry. I had to step in so that our distinguished guests know why we have these beautiful faces. The people here are our facilitators. They are the team for the past 3 months, having theoretical classes with them, having practical classes. And the kind of lessons they have taught their facilitators. So yeah, thank you again. The floor is yours.
There is a lot of things that we are capable of doing, but we kind of draw ourselves back. What God has given to us is very, very, very strong. And we can stretch beyond that, push beyond your limits.
Big farms. What I've learned with this set of awesome people is that it's their proactiveness for me. I don't really need to tell them things before they actually learn new things. Even when they are tired, they always keep working towards the goal, and they also goal oriented. And another thing I love about them is the love that they share. There's this love they share, clash or misunderstanding, and I've never had the cause to settle quarrel or fight or any sort of misunderstanding while I was with them. I want to say thank you. I love every one of you.
Good morning, daddies and mommies. Good morning, invited guests. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tomilai Amzad, facilitator for Group 12, the G12 SOILLESS Growers. Yeah, one thing, I count myself lucky.
Thing I actually learned from this batch is that communication is key to each other. So I really learned a lot that being able to communicate your feelings, your emotions, and the way you want things to be done is actually very important. So see that different persons had different strengths and they were all utilized in their areas of strength. So nobody was like, oh, I can do this better than you, so I won't participate when we are doing an activity. So I noticed that they all worked together, they had a common goal, and they utilized their strengths, their unique strength. Lord is your strength. And yeah.
I'm the facilitator for Group 11, Veggie Hub Limited. I can say that I learned a lot from this course. The humility aspect is not like, it's not from this world. Because most times, and all of, but I love one thing about them, teamwork. And I love the fact that before I come to doing, I'm already seeing them doing it. And I love the way they split them, because we all have our area of strength. They know where they can easily function. Those that will go and fight for pole, they are there. Those those that we lay weed mats inside the greenhouses, they are there. The way they split themselves to work, I really, because they make the work very easy for everybody. So there's no one that I can pinpoint that this is your area of weakness, because all of them specialize on the area.
Only one thing we know they like now, police. One move you done to my enemy, so make you no try me. Yeah, you think they hit me like a bongo. I beg you bring another shy show. Take a lady to the condo. If we dey hit and hit the sharp more, bro. Oh yo, all of our enemies them broke die, No competition, no denial. Minutes them broke tire. No competition, no denial. Una be cheaters, we be liars. Say we dey fly high. Go slow. No competition, no denial. Una be cheaters, we be liars. Big dog boys, we no dey tell nobody. And you see all we get a boom for body. Only one thing we know the like na police. One move you turn to my enemy. So make you no try me. Yeah. This thing they hit me like a bongo. I beg you bring another shy oh show. Take a lady to the condo. If we dey hit and
Ladies and gentlemen, please, just a few more minutes and we're going to be closing out. A few more minutes to be closing. We just want the KBAC to just come and bless everyone and then we're gone. He's almost here. Thank you.
If we take it and get shot, oh my baby, I love this boy. Give me loving, no good on me. You see your body carry something I never understand. I must confess, your body very offensive.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, mommies and daddies. Apologies for the wait. KBAC is on his way, and we don't want to end the program without KBAC. You need to be wrong that the principal ruler of where you are said he's on his way. We have Reverend Sisters here. Don't play music that will make Reverend Sisters wonder what we are doing. Eh? Please. Our Reverend Sisters are holy. Don't play who is your guy. God is your guy. Please. So please, let's just be patient a bit. By now we should have been done. I'm sure you noticed we have been doing things. So please. My daddy. Not be so with the people. My daddy. This is not how we act, but we don't invite two pastors. So please.
The Zoe life. Our own is highest life music. Say highest life music. Life. Hallelujah. Man, are we ready?
Once more, welcome, Daddy.
I pray, by God's grace, this will not be the end of this project. And furthermore, I want to advise you. It's one thing to get people to help. It's another thing for you to implement whatever any effort everybody is putting down for you. SOILLESS have done their best. They are giving you education. They are teaching you what you need to know. The remaining left for you to implement from there. When you are going out there, you have to go with two things. Respect. Don't forget where you are coming from. May God bless all of you.
So, please, let's have a round of applause for KBC. Thank you very much. So, even though the invitation was very short, in his busy schedule, His Royal Majesty is here with us. And for the record, a year better, this is the first time KBC is gracing our graduation ceremony. Yes. Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, actually excited. Welcome. So, without further wasting much of our time, thank you very much. I'm going to give the closing remarks so that we can usher KBC to a place where the big people can have a further discussion with him. We have come, and I believe we have learned, and we're going to conquer. It's been a remarkable 3 months, and it's more of like a beginning of a new journey. I know a lot of us came in without having a proper background in agriculture,